Telltales The Walking Dead. I've played it countless times, made videos on it, and will always consider one of my favorite games. On that note, I believe that it's the only zombie game that can genuinely pick apart a story and turn it into something more than just running around and shooting things. However, there are some games that can balance between the story and bashing a walking corpse to death with a baseball bat. The Walking Dead is based on the post-apocalypse with our main antagonist Lee. We start off being driven by a pasty Jeffrey Epstein. Whilst our pasty friend is driving, someone seems to blindly walk across the road, which causes our friend here to do the most unnecessary right turn. I mean, I don't know where the fuck he was expecting to go with that. After a quick barrel roll and ending up on Instagram dashcam footage, we make it out the police car, shoot a cop, and kidnap a little girl. After successfully bashing the brains out of the little girl's babysitter, the little girl known as Clementine is worried about leaving in case of her parents coming home, but I assure her that her parents are definitely fucking dead. We meet Sean and Jonah Hill. A little later we encounter Kenny, Katja, and Duck. A very basic family, except Duck makes me want to kill myself. A little later we meet up with iCarly, Doug, who looks like he was constructed using Play-Doh, that one dude from The Walking Dead, Lily, and her dad. Lily's dad has a heart attack, so Lee is forced to go find the medicine to help his fat ass. After quietly grabbing the keys, Lee then goes to grab the medicine. After all that, we're faced with this really hard decision on saving Play-Doh Man or this girl. Larry then hits us with a mean left hook, knocking us the fuck out. Thankfully, Kenny comes to the save like fucking Prince and Rapunzel, and after that, we conclude the first episode and go on with the next 4. Episode 2 introduces us to a new character called Mark. A pretty basic overall character, just with the aim of Donald Trump's assassin. We find this guy trapped in the most blatantly obvious bear trap known to man. Fucking Stevie Wonder could have navigated his way around that. Then we meet Ben and his friend Travis. We make it back to the camp after amputating this guy's leg like he owed money to the cartel. As I'm rationing the food in the most fair way possible by ignoring everyone I don't like, the amputee from earlier starts attacking Katja. After somehow surviving that experience, 2 guys named Danny and Andrew show up. They bring us to their little cabin and introduce us to Miss Piggy. After a little bit, I come to the conclusion that Danny here is most definitely a pedophile. Is definitely Drake in disguise. I don't really need any proof aside from the way he romantically caresses his gun. We go searching the perimeter with Mark, to where a little later he gets shot with an arrow. Lee brings him back and takes a little bit to process what just happened. Miss Piggy offers to help Mark, which is the last time we see him for a bit. Hope nothing goes wrong. Later on we check upstairs of the family's house to see multiple empty bottles of painkillers. I wonder why they would need that. Oh hey Mark. We run down to warn everyone and then Miss Piggy says,
Andy is right. We go after folks who were gonna die anyways, one way or another.
Which is pretty ironic because the arrow somehow managed to miss every major artery and didn't even reach far enough to hit anything important. So long story short, Miss Piggy is a dumb bitch. Clementine gets grabbed by Diddy and Lee's like, I'll kill you! And Danny's like, We wake up in a meat locker to Larry throwing a hissy fit and he's like,
But guess what? You're stuck with me. I plan to be around long after you're gone.
We escape the meat locker and find Miss Piggy holding Kenny's wife hostage. Don't really know why I'm risking my life for this plain piece of bread, but either way, Lee tries to de-escalate the situation.
Every last one.
We go outside to see Kenny. I have no fucking idea why he did that. I actually experimented to see what would happen if I was to do the exact same thing. This game's racist. Also, something I don't understand is how the fuck does Kenny get shot by a full hunting rifle directly towards his kidney and lungs and proceeds to not only get up 5 minutes later, but fucking walks it off. Now let me compare this exact same scenario with someone who doesn't have plot armor. I also don't understand this moment where everyone realizes that the virus turning everyone into zombies has already infected everyone, which is so fucking stupid, because if that's the case, then why doesn't the virus just slowly deteriorate the infected over time, and why did the infection just randomly start? Did someone who just so happened to have the virus spit into the world's water supply? On top of that, where's the fucking military? You're telling me these rotting corpses with the speed of a paraplegic was able to overpower the military? Fuck off. Before every episode, there's this little message which is basically Telltale's motto throughout all their games, which is the choices you'll make will impact the story, which is true but at the same time also bullshit. In episode 2, you get the option to either help in robbing this station wagon or do nothing. Either way, the shit gets robbed. Later in episode 5, you meet up with the stranger that owned the station wagon. Depending on if you did or didn't rob it, he will still hate you, still try to fucking kill you, and still fucking die. This is a reoccurring theme in every game, which is also why it's kinda telling the truth, because your choices do impact the story, but not the outcome. Like when you save or kill Ben, if you kill him, you get a stronger bond with Kenny, but if you save the anorexic bastard, the dumb cunt proceeds to get impaled 10 minutes later after you save him. Not even in a dramatic way either, it's just some cartoony fucking fault. I do think it's kind of stupid to make the choices like these have no weight to them, because by the time you realize most of your choices don't matter, it gets rid of all the worry about making hard decisions, because the outcome is the same every time. Despite saying that, all of your choices come down to who you are, which is also shown at the end of every episode to see what you chose compared to everyone else. But at the end, you're always left with one choice.